Picture this. You're at a party. The lights are dim, music's loud, someone's laughing too hard in the corner. You're holding a drink you don't even really want, just to have something in your hand. And your friend leans over. Try this. He passes you a vape. You've never really vaped before. Not really. You hesitate for like a half second, then you think it's just one hit. So you take it. You feel a small head rush, a tingle, a weird floaty calm, and it's gone in 20 seconds. You hand it back. You don't think about it again. The party ends. You go home. You sleep. But something already happened to your brain that you don't know about yet. A little switch got flipped. And in 3 weeks, when you're standing in a gas station buying your own vape at 2 in the morning, you're going to wonder how you got here so fast. Oh, hey there. Here's the thing about why you can't quit vaping. It's not because you're weak. It's not because you have no willpower. It's because what you're holding in your hand was engineered, on purpose, by people who got paid a lot of money to be impossible to put down. And once you understand exactly how they did it, it's actually a little terrifying. Let's start with what nicotine does to your brain. Within about 10 seconds of inhaling, nicotine crosses into your brain. 10 seconds. That's faster than almost anything you can put in your body. Faster than caffeine. Faster than alcohol. And when it gets there, it does something your brain was not prepared for. It tells your brain to release dopamine. Dopamine is the chemical your brain uses to mark something as worth remembering, worth doing again. Food makes you release a little. Sex makes you release more. Cocaine makes you release a lot. Nicotine makes you release about the same amount as cocaine. But here's the trick. Nicotine clears out of your system in about 2 hours. 2 hours after that hit, your brain starts whispering. It wants more. That whisper is the foundation of every addiction that has ever existed. Now, cigarettes have been around for over 100 years, and cigarettes are already addictive. But there's a reason cigarettes never got quite as bad as what we're dealing with now. When you smoke a cigarette, your body fights back a little. The smoke is harsh, it burns your throat, you cough, your eyes water, your body is literally trying to tell you to stop. And one cigarette takes about 5 to 7 minutes. You can't just hit a cigarette once and put it away. You have to go outside. You have to light it. You have to commit. Cigarettes have friction. Vapes do not. Vapes were designed from the ground up to remove every single thing your body uses to slow itself down. There's no smoke, no burn, no cough, no eye watering. You can hit it once or 100 times. Indoors, in bed, in class, in the bathroom, on a video call with your camera off. A vape can be in your hand 500 times a day and nobody would notice. And here's the part that should genuinely scare you. A single pod in the most popular vapes contains as much nicotine as an entire pack of cigarettes, sometimes more. A kid who would have smoked maybe 2 cigarettes at a party in 2005 can now take 50 hits of a vape in one night and not even realize it. They're absorbing more nicotine in one evening than a lifelong smoker gets in a day. This isn't an accident. The companies that designed these things hired scientists, behavioral specialists, people whose job was to make the perfect nicotine delivery device. They studied exactly how the brain forms habits, and they engineered the product to hit every single button that creates addiction. Speed of delivery, lack of friction, constant access, sweet flavors that don't taste like a chemical, cool designs that look like a thumb drive or a piece of art instead of a drug. They didn't make a product that's accidentally addictive. They made a product where not getting addicted would be unusual. Now, let's talk about what's happening inside your head when you try to quit. The first day, you feel anxious, a little foggy, annoyed by small things. The second day, you can't focus. You're irritable. You feel like you have an itch you can't scratch. The third day, the cravings start coming in waves. This is your brain having a tantrum. For weeks or months, you trained your brain to expect a flood of dopamine every 30 minutes. Then suddenly, it doesn't come. Your brain doesn't say, oh well. It says, go get it. Now. This feels wrong. And it keeps saying that all day. Most people who try to quit will start telling themselves small lies within the first week. Just one hit, just to take the edge off. That's not weakness. That's a brain that has been hijacked by a chemical demanding more of the chemical. If you give in, the cycle resets. Your brain learns that if it screams loud enough, you'll cave. And next time, it'll scream louder. Here's the part nobody talks about. The reason vapes hit kids and teenagers the hardest is that the teenage brain is still wiring itself. It is literally under construction. And anything you do repeatedly during those years gets wired in as a permanent part of how your brain works. Adults who get addicted to nicotine can quit. It's hard, but they can. A teenager who vapes daily for 2 years is laying down circuits that may last the rest of their life. They will be more likely to be anxious, more likely to be depressed, more likely to crave the chemical even 30 years from now, on a stressful day, out of nowhere. The vape companies know this. That's why the marketing was always aimed at young people. Bright colors, flavors like cotton candy and watermelon and bubblegum, influencers holding them like accessories, designs you could hide in a fist. The whole thing was built to capture the youngest brains because those brains hold on the longest. So here's where it turns. Because your brain is plastic, and that's the word scientists use. It can rewire. The same way it learned to crave the vape, it can learn not to. It takes time. Most of the worst cravings fade in the first 2 to 4 weeks. After about 3 months, your brain has mostly rebuilt the systems that the nicotine hijacked. After a year, most people don't think about it unless something triggers them. You will not feel normal right away. You'll feel restless, a little flat, a little angry at nothing. That's your brain healing from a chemical it shouldn't have been on in the first place. The first few weeks are the worst. Then it gets quiet. And then, one day, you'll realize you haven't thought about it in hours. Then days. Then it just isn't a thing anymore. But you can't get there without going through the part where your brain is screaming at you. And that's where most people lose. Not because they're weak, because they didn't know the screaming was temporary. Here's the truth the vape companies do not want you to know. The product in your hand is not making you cool. It is not making you relax. It is not making you focus. It is creating a problem you didn't have before you started, and then selling you the only solution to the problem they created. That's the entire business model. You think you're choosing to take a hit? You're not. The choice was made a long time ago by a team of people you'll never meet who wanted exactly this. You, holding it, wondering why you can't put it down. So the next time you reach for it, just notice what you're doing. You don't have to quit right now. Just notice. Because the first step in taking your brain back is realizing it isn't fully yours right now.